You go to a doctor and you ask them what's wrong. They do a diagnosis and they usually give you a pill or some other form of treatment and say, okay, go and try this and do that. And I have been relying upon that all my life. How about you? Have you been relying on that? Yeah, we've kind of been trained into that. And we've just assumed that what they tell us is treating us, but they're not. And it's not. And that's where the big revelation came in for me. And it happened about 6 or 7 years ago. And you know what that is? Is that they are treating symptoms. Our doctors, yes, they want to help us, but they are treating symptoms. And it's rare that you ever discuss the root cause of a problem. In fact, it's unheard of. They assume if something's wrong, stomach ache, belly ache, headaches, body aches, just go down the list. You're taking a pill. Here's something to help alleviate those symptoms. Well, I learned about 6 or 7 years ago was why? Why am I having belly aches, body aches, headaches, hiney aches? Why? Isn't that a really good question? Why do we get these pains? Why do we not feel good? Why do we still gain weight even though we follow like what the diet or what the FDA says to eat, the food pyramid and all that other stuff? Why is my blood sugar shooting up into high heaven? Why? Not here's a pill and try to control it. That just doesn't seem right to me. I don't know why I didn't think about this 20 or 30 years ago. Why didn't I ask why? That's another why question, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. I have something stuck on my lip. So once I adopted that curiosity of like, wait a minute, I don't want to keep taking pills for the rest of my life or worse, that I have to live with this? Are you kidding me? I don't want to live with this. I don't want to be a medicine chest, a walking medicine chest with pills up the wazoo and hoping that they work. And then you have reactions from those and they conflict with one another. And that's when really my life made a turn for the better. And what did I do? I did my own research. Yes, I gave myself a little college education, which you can too. Like right here on this channel, there are many YouTube doctors. They're called functional medicine. You might want to write that down in case you've never heard that word before. Functional medicine. What that means is that they look at the root cause of disease before they just start treating you, for a symptom like pain or discomfort. You might think, well, wow, that sounds like really logical, but yeah, has your doctor ever really gotten to the root cause of your hypertension, or your type 2 diabetes, your high blood sugar, your chronic headaches or migraines, your back pain? What is the root cause? What are we doing to ourselves in between taking those pills? And that's a hard thing to look at, honestly. And I mean that to look at it honestly. And it is still for me. I talk about being in the river of denial. You ever hear of denial? Oh, what a place to be. Denial. Because we don't really want to believe that the things that we eat or do affect us. Just what we put in our mouth that's in the form of a pharmacological pill, right? Only that affects our body. Think about that. And I did think about that. It was like one day, it was like about 7 years ago, and I came across here on YouTube, actually. It was Dr. Berg. Dr. Berg, Berg, he was talking about type 2 diabetes and how it takes 20 or 30 years for it to show up. It's a slow progression. This doesn't happen overnight. I mean, it might happen overnight for some people, but it's a slow progression, and it starts out with maybe body aches or your skin. Maybe your skin is funny and puffy. Maybe you're puffy. And all of a sudden, one day, there it is on the blood meter. All of a sudden, you are dangerously close to being type 2. How did that happen? Genetics? Maybe. But with genetics, I like to think of we grow up, most of us, with the people who gave us the genes. So we had their habits, and maybe they had the same habits. In essence, though, I've learned about how eating the low carb and getting rid of those things that inflamed my body to high hell. I mean, honestly, they were killing me. And they still do, because I still indulge. We're humans. But that day that I realized that I truly had control, or somewhat control, of how I felt in my body and how I looked and how I felt, it was, oh my God, it was like the biggest enlightenment. It was like a rebirth for me. Truly a rebirth. I couldn't believe how it took me, I'm going to say 4 or 5 days, 6 days to get out of that stupor, and I was fighting with myself because I really didn't want to do this. I mean, who wants to give up bread? Who wants to give up pasta? Who wants to do any of that? Well, it certainly wasn't me, but I did. And you know what really did it for me? One day I woke up, and I don't remember exactly when it was. It was weeks, a few weeks afterwards. I woke up, and all of a sudden I got out of bed, and I got out of bed. I went getting ready for the day, and I noticed, wait, I didn't creak out of bed. Do any of you feel that? Oh my God, I'd get out of bed and everything would squeak and creak and hurt. Just putting my foot down, I could almost feel it, like all my joints. Gosh, I was on Celebrex for nearly 20 years. Do you ever hear of Celebrex? Yeah, it's like the arthritis drug and all. It's supposed to stop inflammation. Well, I found something better. I found that not feeding the inflammation was better than taking the pill. Think about that. What a novel idea. So why aren't they pushing it? Why aren't doctors, why aren't farmers, the pharma giants, why aren't they pushing that? It's unfortunate, but there's really kind of no money in that. There really isn't. So if it means anything, if you're feeling this way, if you feel like crap, honestly, I know what it's like to feel like crap. And I have some days I feel like crap. And then I look the day before, and it's because, I had a flour wrap, and was out, and I'm like, that's not going to do anything. It's so surprising how your body really reacts, and you can pick up stuff when you're listening. When you're listening to your body, and you see what you're feeling after you eat something, whether it be, and I say good, and I mean stuff that doesn't inflame your body versus non-inflammatory foods. It is a huge, huge difference. I mean, I could go on and on, but I wanted to let you know that you can feel better. You can help you. I'm not a doctor, and I certainly don't know all the technical terms, and there's a lot there, but I know one thing. I know about energy. I know what fuels things, and inflammation is fueled by sugars. They are, whether they're the refined stuff or or even the natural stuff like the very heavy, well, I say heavy duty fruits, but I mean, a fruit is still better than a processed foods, but processed foods, seed oils. Who the heck would have known that corn oil and canola oils and all that stuff we fry our foods in that we thought was so healthy was actually really hurting us? Yeah. So I want you to look into it. If you got some questions, just write them here below. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I want to talk to you some more. Maybe I can help. Maybe you want to send this to a friend who you're watching and seeing how uncomfortable they are with their lives. They're maybe pain. To me, like, my life has always been about pain, physical pain. And I'll tell you, it's so nice that you're able, or there is a way to help at least temper it, or stop, in my case, reverse. That's right. I reversed my symptoms. I don't take that. I don't take Celebrex. In fact, I haven't taken an aspirin, Advil, anything like that in over 6 or 7 years. No, because I rarely get headaches. If I do, I just drink more water, because usually that's the thing. It's my headache telling me something. It's a message. I have that headache because I'm probably dehydrated, which seems to be a big issue lately, and maybe I need some salt in there or electrolytes. So instead of ignoring it or masking it or shushing the pain away, I have figured out, or I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from. I feel like my life is a continual life of discovery. I try to keep rediscovering yourself and your things, what you like to do or not to do, and making yourself better. And I really believe that I've made myself better. In 6 or 7 years, I feel like I look and feel the best that I've ever felt. Oh, wouldn't you like that? If you're there, oh, please share or say, yes, 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 I know what you mean. Please comment below. And also comment if you feel like, oh, no, not me. Oh, it's so bad what I have. Let's try. Let me at least comment back, or at least want to help validate you and understand that I've been there. But I hope, and if you're not there, I hope that you will come to a resolution of really focusing and making it as part of your daily routine, the quest for the knowledge of the root, and going there and working on it to not just stay healthy, but to thrive and reverse some of the stuff that's been thrown and cast to us, not by our own fruition. Okay, this wasn't us. 50, 60 years ago, they didn't have all these processed foods out there. Okay, it wasn't like that. You had your 3 meals a day and that's it. No snacking, no Doritos, none of that stuff in between. And it was real foods. It was real food. You go home, you had a little meat, you had a salad, right? And even a potato, which I don't eat right now, but it wasn't all that processed stuff, things that came out of a box or frozen with a barcode on it. Because if you ever looked at the ingredients labels, oh my God, it's kind of frightening. How can something have 50 ingredients in them? You ever look at them? Look at the labels. Anyhow, that's another story for another video and another time. But you can be there too. You can reverse things. Yes, you can. You have the power in you. You really do. I want to help you, okay? Come reverse age with me. I'm here all the way. See you in the next one.